Hey, how's it going today, everybody? I hope this day is finding you well. I am out here at the greenhouse, and I thought it is high time for me to take these perennial greens. I've got some purple tree collard, merit tree collard, and dino tree kale inside of this sand oil pan. I'm gonna go ahead and get them potted up individually. And so I just wanted to bring you out for that, just show you how they look and show you the root systems of the plants and how I go about potting them. Wanted to show you something else here, pretty neat. This is a running bamboo. This is a Moso, or a Philostachys edulis. And this is, if you saw my last video, this is one of the ones that I want to plant out near the goats. And so this just came up. It was just a little node on a rhizome cutting, and here we are in the winter time, and it is shooting up. This is a very cold hardy bamboo. I think it can go down to 10 degrees or so. Really cold hardy, or maybe even lower than that. I forget off the top of my head, but a very cold hardy bamboo. This is the Moso, and I've got quite a few others here. This is the will be the Philostachys vivax Chinese timber. I've got a rhizome cutting in there, but it has yet to sprout up any new culm. Got it in the sandbag. And just to give you a couple more updates here while we're in here, I've done quite a few more bamboo propagation. I've got quite a few Alphonse Carr here. What I did was I just took 3 or 4 cuttings and I stuck those into little 1-gallon pots. So hopefully I can, within the next few months, go ahead and divide those out and get 3 or 4 new plants per pot. I've got, here is a Bambusa vulgaris, just the common bamboo. Pretty neat. I just got this guy in. And then I've got a few sea breeze bamboo here. And what else did I get? I got a couple others too. The names are escaping me off the top of my head, but it is now bamboo central in here. So I've just really made it a point to finish off my sides this season the best I can, get everything planted. So I've got new planting holes dug. I've got my drip irrigation purchased. And so I'll make 2 new zones for the bamboo. And so it should be, now I'll have 19 drip irrigation zones here on the property. So each zone has approximately 10 to 15 plants, mostly fruit trees in them. So that just goes to show you what I've got planted in the yard. But I'll bring you over to the plant station here and we'll go ahead and see what kind of roots I've got in my perennial greens. One other thing that I'll be using here are some little grow bags. And so these are a lot less expensive than a pot is. I bought these off of eBay. And so I got a 50 pack. These are 1-gallon sized grow bags. I've got 50 of them. They're about $10. So this season I'm going to start, for the majority of the plants that I'm going to sell, I'm going to go ahead and start potting up all the cuttings in these little grow bags. And that'll just reduce my cost, so I can still offer plants for the lowest possible price. So I just thought that that would help me out and save quite a bit of money. So what I want to do here, it looks like I've got a couple cuttings. If you can see, this first one does not look healthy, so I'm just going to go ahead and toss it. This one here as well doesn't look healthy. For whatever reason, it looks like the majority of the cuttings from this side just didn't take for whatever reason. It's kind of weird. Maybe they got excessively wet. I do have some drips coming from the plastic ceiling in the greenhouse, and so something like that could have occurred. Here's another one here that does not look healthy and did not take. Let's hope that they're not all like that. I guess we'll find out. So this guy feels like he's got some play to him, and so that's not a good sign. Let's dig it up here and just see if I've got any roots on it. Maybe they're not quite ready. I know a few of them do feel like they have quite a bit of resistance though. No, this guy is not rooted out. Oh, it looks like there might be a nematode on it. That's not good. If that's the case, then I may have some problems. Let's see. Let me find one that really feels rooted here. This one right here feels pretty good. Let me see if I can dig them up and... Okay, here's one with a little bit of roots. So I'll go ahead and pot this guy up. I'm going to put him in a smaller container. Maybe this will just be one that I hang on to myself. Not a good start. Okay, well, I got the first one potted up here. That opens me up for this one here that feels like it's pretty snug in there, so let's pull them up and see what kind of roots we have. Just very minimal roots. It might be a little early, which is funny because I thought that they were feeling quite a bit of resistance when I was pulling on them. But it also could be maybe some of the roots are being attacked by the nematodes. I'll try one more, and if I don't have good roots on the next one, I'll just put it back inside and give it a few more weeks. Sometimes that's the break. Sometimes you get ready to do something and something else happens and you just have to postpone it and work on something else. So I'm going to replant this one into the sand, give it a little bit more time. I might have to put this in a different location inside of the greenhouse. If the sand does get excessively wet, you know, you don't want your cuttings excessively wet, but you don't want it to dry out either. So there is a fine line. If it gets excessively wet, then that can invite some of the fungus and pests such as the nematodes to come in and cause some havoc. So those are just things you have to keep in mind. Alright, I'm going to try, this looks like a Trontruda kale here at the end. And yeah, once again, I've got roots, but they're just not fantastic. These are pretty tough plants, so I'm sure that they'll be just fine with this amount of root, but I would prefer more. Okay, well, here's the Trontruda kale. And so I think I'm just going to call it. Maybe I'll try one more. Maybe I'll try this large one here that's got quite a bit of new growth on it. Feels pretty tough. Let me just see if it's got anything. If not, if it's about the same, then yeah, I'll certainly just allow them some more time. He's got more roots than the other ones do, but nothing compared to what I'm looking for. So I'll pot him up, and then I'll just go ahead and call this one. Give him some more time to root out. Okay, well, here is, this looks like a purple tree collard. Got him potted up. It's got quite a bit of growth on there. I'm wondering if maybe I should trim it back a little bit just because of the lack of roots. But like I said, they're pretty tough plants. So I'll just leave them be, put them all out into the greenhouse and just monitor them. If it looks like he's struggling, then I'll trim some of the top. But it doesn't look like they're quite ready. It looks like it's all about maybe a week or two short. So I was hoping to use some of these new grow bags today, but maybe next time. So Well, this is a video that we could classify as somewhat of a fail, and that's just, as I said, sometimes the breaks in the garden, it doesn't always go your way. You don't always get 100% success, but at least it wasn't an utter fail where everything was nematode infested and no roots whatsoever. So you know, it is what it is, and so I will take what wins I've got here and go home. So have a great day. Thanks for watching. Take care.